What's up, everybody? I'm the Mana Dork. I don't have a catchphrase, but what I do have is another standard budget deck for you. 8 rares, 2 mythics. And we are playing Typal Clerics. 4 Hinterland Sanctifier, he's a cleric. 4 Sunblessed Healer from the new set. 1 in a white, 3/1. Human Cleric, so obviously a cleric. Lifelink, kicker of 1 in a white. When he enters, if he was kicked, we get to return a non-land permanent mana value 2 or less from graveyard into play. 4 copies of Shadow-Rite Priest. He's a cleric. 4 copies of Starscape Cleric. Guess what that card is. 4 Elas il-Kor. Cleric. 4 Marauding Blight-Priest. Also a cleric. So we're starting with a base of the, fairly familiar at this point, gain a life, opponent loses a life strategy. Topped off with 4 Roaming Throne, who we can set to cleric, and then double all these triggers. We've got a little bit of removal in 2 Cut Down, 2 Bitter Triumph, 2 Mortify. Then the secret sauce of the deck, which is the Shadow-Rite Priest's often forgotten other ability. 3 black, tap and sack another cleric. Search your library for a black creature card, put it into play. So we're going to go use him to find Progenitus, who's got black in his mana cost, so he's a black creature. 10/10 Legendary Hydra Avatar, protection from everything. So nothing short of a sacrifice effect or a board wipe is going to deal with him. He's also got the ability that if he would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, reveal it, shuffle it into the owner's library instead. So this does give us sort of a backdoor secondary plan against mill decks, because we can just keep our hand at 7. If they mill us, they'll hit the Progenitus, it goes back in. If we draw, we'll get the Progenitus, discard it to hand size, and it'll go back in. He's also, the other thing you're going to ask is, what do we do if the Progenitus winds up in our hand? Well, number 1, that's why we run 2 of them. Number 2, we can pitch the one in our hand to Bitter Triumph. It'll go back into the library, and we'll have it to be able to go find. Lands, we've got 8 plains, 8 swamps, 4 Scoured Barrens, 4 Secluded Courtyard, and that's the deck. All right, I'm going to go find an opponent. That'll give you a chance to find the like and subscribe, and I'll see you over there. All right, let's see how this does. Make a priest. Hold up a couple removal spells. What do you got for us, opponent? That thing. That's the thing you can have. Let's get it out of here and swing in for 2. Then we can drop our throne next turn, and then hopefully have the 5th land to make the big Starscape. There's our land. Although we might not even go for the cleric. The right answer might be just to go for the Progenitus at this point. Let me get the little guys. Send in with this. Jump block, and we'll pass it back. And during the opponent's turn, we can upgrade to the Progenitus. +1/+1 on each of up to 2 creatures. Alright. That's what they're going to do. Onto those 2 creatures. Gremlin Tamer's going to trigger again. We're going to have to say goodbye to the Gremlin Tamer. We don't have to, but that's what's going to happen. Block like so. And I think the opponent is dumbfounded by the sudden appearance of a Hydra. Let's come over for 10. Make a blocker. And they give us the good game. We can run with this. Alright. Opponent's on white. No turn 1 play. Sky Hunter. Alright. Elas. Sheltered by Ghosts. Which gives it ward of 2, correct? Ward 2. See what we can come up with here. Adaptive Automaton. Set the cat. Get in for 4. Nope, we don't want to pay 3 life. We want to discard. Pitch that Progenitus, shuffle them back in. Pay the ward. See if they want to give up the automaton, and they do not, which is fine. I don't think I would give it up either. Arabo. Arabo. I'm not sure what the name should be. Set you to Cleric. Gain some life, drain some life. Gain some life, drain some life. No attacks. And now as long as they don't have a removal, Starscape next turn should be game. So they've got bodies. Alright, here we go. Fireworks. So many triggers. Just let this thing go on autopilot. All the Starscapes. That seems a little more balanced. Send back a swamp so that we make sure we've got 2 white if we need to kick the 3/1, whose name escapes me at the moment. This guy, Sunblessed Healer. Essence Channeler. We're going to gain a point. I'm not optimistic about us from this position. No removal, no decent way to interact with the channeler. And they steal our Lord. Go ahead and drop him, no value. But we do get our triggers, and maybe that'll help a little bit of something. No attacks. Another flyer. Another 2 points of damage. Set you to Cleric. And no attacks. They're stuck on 2 lands, so that's good for our side. So the question is, do we risk sending somebody out? Yes. If they want to trade with this channeler and put the 2 counters on one of the flyers, I'm good with that. If they want to just block and kill it, we'll gain the 3, get our triggers, and then grow it back with the other healer. Bunch of draining over here. We get them down to single digits. Come over for 3. Go up to 12. No real way to punch through. So I think we just wait a turn or 2. Hope we get something that'll break the stalemate. Darkstar Augur for them. We go to 17. Land is not what we need. And they go down to 13. Let's see who they shelter. That guy. That makes sense. Zoraline, whatever her name is. And that's probably going to do it for us. We'll let them get all their triggers and have their fun. And we are resoundingly dead. We got We got both colors. We got things we can play. This looks like a good starting point. Discard. Alright, let's get rid of that thing. Sanctifier. Tiny Bones. Cleric. Well, the cleric that's named Cleric, I should say. No attacks. Duress. Alright. Not good for us. Tiny Bones is going to steal our removal spell. And we got the bat. Taking one of our priests. That's a handy thing. Make a priest. Fly over for 3. I probably should have main phase cut down so that they no longer had access to the Triumph. But we'll be okay. Opponent is thinking. There's a Lily. So that's going to give us a chance to get rid of that thing.
Enough with the mysteries. I've come for answers.
Get rid of him.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
Send you at Lily. You at the opponent.
Fine. I know when I'm not wanted.
Pass it back. Hostile Investigator, but we have nothing to discard. Make a Blight-Priest. Get in for 3. Lily, sure thing.
Those who get in my way tend to regret it.
That guy.
Sacrifices must be made.
They're looking and thinking. Send everything. No blocks. Send you there. You there.
Whatever. Luck
Pass it
favors
back.
the foolish, after all.
Respond to the nightmare by blowing up their big guy. Nothing in our hand to discard. We go to 11. And they give it up. All right. A little light on land, but we'll do it for the content. There's a land. Cleric. Chart a course. So they are on the Oculus deck most likely. Yep, they just put an Oculus in the bin, so that makes sense. Actually, we're going to hold off on you. No, we're going to play you. See if they've got the reanimation spell already. There it is. Sanctifier. Paid the 3 life. You go away for a minute. Well, hopefully forever. Maybe a minute. So we do have a little bit of a window. Get in. That's Kiora. Draw 2, discard 2. Back in my day, draw 2, discard 2 was a 3-mana spell all on its own. No blocks. We do Oculus things. Cleric. Drain some lives. No flyers, so we'll swing over for 2. And they're contemplating their attacks. Kiora is going to make an 8/8. We will block here. Take 9, go to 8. Back to Kiora. Set that to Cleric. Get them down to 3. Fly over for 2. Opponent's at 1. And that's going to be enough in the air. No blocks. 6 and 5 on its own. That was close. Yep, this looks like something to keep. Start off with the Sanctifier. Depending on what we draw, we might Sunblessed for no value. They're going to duress and hit nothing. Yeah, we'll do it for no value. So we've got a life linker for next turn when we drop the Blight-Priest. Second swamp, they are thinking. Who do we get rid of? That's the question they've got. And that guy goes. Cleric. Make you. Gain a life, drain a life. Here comes another one, just like the other one. Gain another life. Get in for one. We've got all the bitter triumphs. That's okay. They're doing our job for us. Liliana.
Happy to help,
We get
but
to
I'm
sacrifice
taking
a
the credit
dude.
when you do.
That's what happens.
Haven't you ever heard of personal
More land.
space?
Discard a thing that shuffles back in.
You won't be
So
outsmarting me.
that feels kind of cool. Cast with kicker. Get back another healer. So we've got 3 power dudes in case they uptick Liliana. They downtick.
This isn't helping me to get out. One
Then
of
the
your
Liliana
friends
problem
has
is
to leave.
solved. Unless they've got a second one. Annex is going to make them draw. Cast this thing with the offspring. Get in for 3. Couple triggers. That's the shield grid. Set you to Cleric. And send everything. We didn't need the throne, but we did it anyway. Sure. A couple more lands and we're golden. Either 1 more or 3 more. Either of those would be fine. Start with a priest. Swamp for the opponent. This is probably going to be a removal spell of some sort. It's a virtue. That very much is a removal spell. Blight-Priest. Opponent's on Esper. Another priest. Steam Core Scholar. I'm going to draw a couple, discard a couple. It's a Valgavoth. Let's get in with these guys. I'm going to go ahead and make this. Alright, they kill off a priest, which is fine. Drain him for a couple. Get in where we can. And And then this turn, even if they get out of Valgavoth, I think us being able to Progenitus is going to win it for us. It's a ward of sacrifice 3 non-lands. All right. No attacks. Down there, we got a priest, all right. So see what they've got, see what they've got planned. They're doing something. Something's brewing in their head. Picklock, sure. What do you got for us, opponent? They're in thinking mode. All right. Sacrifice that. And we got the Progenitus. Attack and go to 14. And one white open. What are the chances they have Elspeth's Smite or something similar? So we're going to kick this thing. Grab back the other priest and send everything. That way, if they do have a smite for the Starscape, we still have lethal. I did have fun. And that's the deck. Fairly happy with it. We wound up with a 7-4 record for the recording of this video. Deck did exactly what we expected. Sometimes we won with creature combat. Sometimes we won with the drain and game plan. Sometimes we made the Progenitus and the opponent just scooped. So if you're still here, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I appreciate you taking the time to hang out and watch me play some games. Feel free to leave a comment if you like what you saw or if there's anything you'd like to see me do differently. Don't forget to like the subscribe and button the smash or whatever it is you do to show that you appreciate the video. Thanks again for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one.